Arctic weather tends to swallow noises, but on certain nights it magnifies them instead. Cars hush by like half-remembered dreams. Neon signs hiss. A subway vent exhales as if the city itself had asthma. Those are the nights Mara chooses to wander, when the metropolis is both smothered and amplified, its seams showing. She calls it between time. Everyone else just calls it fog. Mara Sanchez is an urban explorer, though most of her followers on Stratum think of her as a ruin chaser. Abandoned factories, condemned theaters, hidden pneumatic tubes beneath Midtown. She crawls them all, uploads crisp footage, annotates local legends. But there's one legend that has dodged every lens. The Phantom Hotel of Gallowglass Street, said to materialize only when the avenues drown in cloud. Supposedly, it rents rooms by the hourglass, and actual hourglass, and each suite is designed around a primordial terror. The thing smells like campfire storytelling, more gimmick than ghost. The line, "rooms rented by the hourglass," feels suspiciously poetic, as though some internet creep added it for mystique. Yet, tonight she stands on Gallowglass Street at 217 Iemen in a pea soup fog so dense that traffic lights wear halos. Her camera rig rests on her chest like a metal sternum. She's ready to debunk. The block is unremarkable. A boarded AutoZep shop, a bodega shuttered behind graffiti-slashed roll-downs, 3 shabby walk-ups with their windows gone black. But as she pans left to right, a structure phases into her vision the way a darkroom print coalesces. One frame it isn't there, the next it simply is. An 8-story hotel in decayed neo-Gothic revival, lintels carved with mourning angels, leaded windows dimly lit from within. No sign, no awning, no sense that it belongs. Mara's breath flutters. The building fills a gap that moments ago accommodated a parking lot. She jogs across the slick pavement, fingers trembling not from cold but from raw anticipation. There's a brass revolving door, tarnished yet inviting. She hesitates just long enough to check that her body cam is on, then pushes through. Inside, the lobby is silent, except for a hush like distant surf. Fog trails in behind her but halts at an invisible demarcation line as though repelled. The carpet underfoot bears a brocaded pattern of interlocking eels. Her boots leave no damp footprint. A chandelier drooping with cobwebbed crystal sheds an underwater glow. At the reception counter stands a man. If stands is the right verb. He resembles a figure behind thick aquarium glass, movements viscous. His suit is charcoal, sharply cut. Where a modern receptionist would place a glossy bell, he keeps a waist-high hourglass bound in a wrought iron frame. Its sand sparkles like iron filings. "Welcome," he says, voice syruped with courtesy. "Checking in? Or simply looking?" "How long has this place been here?" Mara asks, composing herself by framing him in her lens. "A moment, an eon. Whichever comforts you." People say each room is themed? A flicker of delight, resignation. Something unreadable glides across his face. Each floor, in fact, hosts a single corridor of rooms, everyone devoted to a fear. Acrophobia, nyctophobia, thanatophobia, and so on. Encounter what you choose. Choose what encounters you. Do people sleep here? Rarely. They stay until the sand runs out. His fingers caress the wrought iron rim. The rate is 1 turn. Mara cranes to inspect the hourglass. Roughly a foot tall, narrow waist, no markers. Impossible to know how long it takes to empty. How much? Payment is personal. His eyes gleam like glass marbles. Some pay memory, some pay future, some pay in recolored dreams. We accept all legal tender. By legal you mean nothing stolen from someone else. He offers a patient smile. Your curiosity is quite valuable, she tells herself. The legend is half marketing. Maybe this is an immersive art installation. She reaches into her field vest and produces a token of curiosity indeed. A purple Gladesdale subway token from 1936, a relic she keeps for luck. Fair trade? The man nods, cups the token in both hands and drops it through a slot beneath the counter. The hourglass rotates with a metallic groan. Sam begins its soft cascade. Lift to the 7th, he says. Room of atechophobia, directly across the elevator. Fear of failure, Mara recites. A classic for explorers. Before she can protest that she didn't specify a floor, he adds, you may visit others until your allotment expires. The glass counts only forward. Mara steps to the elevator. A wrought iron cage, whose gate folds like insect wings. She swallows. Fog coats the lobby windows behind her, making the outside look like frosted bone. Inside the lift, buttons are labeled not by numbers, but by symbols. A broken ladder, a blindfold, a coffin silhouette. She knows the Greek roots well enough to guess. 7th floor? She presses the cracked crown symbol. The elevator shudders upward. As it ascends, she scans her feed. Audio solid, video crisp. Yet when she looks through the camera screen, the cab's walls appear scorched, graffitied with slurs aimed at her deepest insecurities. She drops the camera to her chest. In direct sight, the walls remain unmarked brass. The feed returns to normal. Doors part with a sigh. A corridor stretches, lined by tarnished sconces. Carpet here is midnight blue, each tuft glittering as though seeded with quartz shards. A sign, atechophobia, rendered in serif letters mounted on the wall. No numbers on doors, only brass plates etched with sentences. You will never be enough. Deadline missed. They've moved on. Mara's throat dries. She reminds herself she is an observer, a professional. She chooses a door labeled, "The worst has already happened." It opens at her touch. The suite resembles a split-level apartment she almost rented years ago in Queens. Same exposed brick, same skylight, but every surface bears signs of quiet failure. Unpaid bills stacked on the coffee table, voicemails blinking red on a landline, an answering machine she doesn't own anymore nags, "This is your final notice." Her college thesis, half-edited, lies on the couch with coffee stains. On the wall hangs a gold record embossed with her younger face, but beneath it, a plaque reads, "Missed opportunity." She hears her mother, voice from memory. "You quit everything halfway." The words mist in the air like cold breath, though no one is in the room. Her rational mind says, clever psychological stagecraft, but the details are too precise. Only she knows she abandoned a music demo to chase urban exploration. She backs away, heartbeat drumming. As she turns, the front door is gone. She faces only another section of exposed brick bearing a single nail and a frayed rope. Panic claws. She claws back. Mara forces her eyes closed, counts to 10. When she opens them, the original entrance stands on her left, calm as anything. She bolts into the corridor, slamming the suite shut. The hourglass. How fast is it draining? There's no indicator, but she feels a tug, like quickly depleting oxygen. She jogs toward the elevator, but passes a branching hall labeled Aeschylophobia, fear of darkness. Lights flicker inside. Maybe documenting multiple rooms will deepen her video's impact. She steps in. Instant blackout. Her headlamp clicks on by reflex, slicing a spear of light across black wallpaper, textured to resemble velvet moth wings. Something scuttles at the border of illumination, always just outside the beam. Yet her audio picks up no sound. The room contracts, walls inching inward like a compressing lung. On screen, her lens overcompensates, augmenting shapes that might be furniture or crouched silhouettes. She aims the camera. Every pixel blooms, grainy static except for a line of text burned onto the digital image. You can only point the light at one thing. She rotates wildly. Each time she focuses on a section, the opposite side creaks, as if something moves there. Her chest tightens with the old childhood terror of choosing which closet monster to monitor. Enough. She reverses, hand groping for the hall. The door has vanished again. Darkness tramples rationality. She kicks until her toe strikes wood. She slams it, emerges back in the corridor, sweating. The elevator stands down the carpet, but beside it a stairwell door swings slightly ajar, revealing an iron staircase descending into dimness. The placard reads, "Claustrophobia." Another reads, "Gyroscope of fear of aging." Another, "Thanatophobia." So many basements to the psyche. Mara punches the call button. The lift descends from above. She studies her palms. Clammy. When the cab arrives, she sees her reflection in the brass. Hair plastered, eyes wide. Yet behind her reflection, impossible, hangs the steady fall of sand. The hourglass? She spins, but nothing is there. Inside the cage, she pauses. Should she head for the lobby and exit? Call this a night? But her brand thrives on authenticity, and leaving now would mean no proof. What if the footage corrupts? She needs a sample that will survive, something tactile. Inspiration lands. She'll steal a prop, a laminated placard maybe. If it stays solid outside, she'll have incontrovertible evidence. The elevator doors have symbols, a knife dripping, a cluster of eyes, a baby's cradle. One symbol intrigues her. A stylized wave swallowing a city skyline. Phobia? She presses it. The cab rockets, not up or down, but sideways, or so her stomach decides. When it opens, a balcony overlooks an indoor pool room that looks torn from a grand hotel of 1925. Ceiling arched glass, fog smearing beyond it. Blue water lies still as polished sapphire. Below, a single door stands on a floating dock in the center of the pool. No walkway. On the dock, posture rigid, sits a little girl in yellow raincoat, dripping despite no rain. On her lap, an hourglass half emptied, larger than the one at reception, her face obscured by damp hair. Mara zooms in. The feed remains crystal clear. A child actor, obviously. Yet the child hums a tune Mara's grandmother used to sing in Spanish, a lullaby about rivers carrying soul. She has never heard anyone else mouth it in this country. "Hey!" Mara calls. "How do I get across?" The girl lifts her head. Her eyes are bottomless wells, pupils swallowing iris. She tilts the hourglass. Sand halts midstream. A single grain levitates above. The water in the pool quivers. Suddenly iron rungs rise from the pool edge like vertebrae forming a ladder. The message is blunt. Cross if you dare. Mara's brand demands daring. She slings the camera to her back. If she slips, she wants it on film, and lowers onto the rungs. The water is shock cold, a hair's breadth from her boots. She moves hand over hand, balancing as if over lava. The ladder stretches, linking to floating buoys. She steps across until she reaches the dock. Up close, the girl looks almost waxen. She stops humming. "Do you want to see what waits underneath?" she asks in flawless Spanish, the accent of Mara's mother. "Underneath." Mara glances at the pool, black now, reflecting no ceiling, an abyss. "I just want proof this place is real." The girl offers the half-emptied hourglass. "Take it out, then." But every grain missing is a breath you lose topside. Mara's skeptic reflex sputters. Then she notices her own chest. Breathing is already shallow. The weight of the unknown presses her sternum. She squats, meets the child's bottomless gaze. "Who are you?" "Someone you left behind the first time you climbed a chain-like fence," the girl says, the part still afraid. An ache unfurls in Mara's belly, an old memory of falling from a fence at age 9, splitting her knee, crying at the edge of an irrigation ditch. She'd vowed never to explore again, a vow broken the very next day. She straightens. I'm taking the elevator to the lobby." "Then go," the girl says not unkindly. "But remember, sand doesn't fall. It's you passing through it." Mara retraces her steps. The ladder withdraws behind her, chunks clattering into water. She hauls herself onto tile just as the dock and girls sink beneath the surface without ripple. As though filmed in reverse, she sprints to the elevator, finger jabbing the lobby's symbol a keyhole. Doors grind shut. Inside, the walls now truly bear graffiti. Messages scrawled in marker. Don't let it run out. They'll keep what you show them. The cab hits lobby level. Mara lunges out. The receptionist still stands, hourglass 3/4 emptied. Departing, he asks. Yes, she huffs. I need my token back. Tokens do not reverse. He taps the glass. Sand continues its patient slide, but you may exit before conclusion. Many do. He backs toward the revolving door. Fog presses against the glass panes like 1,000 cold palms. May I offer a receipt? The receptionist asks. What kind? A souvenir. He produces a business card. It feels warm, embossed with the hotel's sigil, a serpentine 8 looping around an hourglass. On the back, coordinates that chart no location she recognizes. I just need my footage, she mutters. She shoulders through the revolving door. Fog envelops her like cotton dipped in liquid nitrogen. 1 step, 2, 3, and she stands in the empty lot again. The hotel behind her is gone, replaced by rusted chain link. City sounds return in timid trickles. A garbage truck's beep punches through silence. Mara looks down at her business card. Still there. Good. Then she flips her camera's live view. Error. File corrupted digital snow. All she has recorded is a static hiss, 30 seconds long. Her stomach hollows. She checks secondary storage, micro SD, cloud cache via cellular. All blank. Told you, she mutters, recalling the graffiti. They'll keep what you show them. But the business card, that's tangible. Proof. She pockets it, strides toward the subway. On impulse, she pats her vest where the purple token usually lives. On, of course, the night swallows her long strides, yet the farther she walks, the heavier her limbs. Her breaths, are they shorter? She counts. Inhale, exhale, feels normal, suppresses paranoia. She descends into the 148th Street station, swipes Metro card. The clerk inside the booth looks up, startled. He taps the glass. Hey, you okay? I'm fine. No offense, but you're a little gray. In the stainless steel wall, she sees her reflection. Complexion ashy, lips pale, camera harness darker than her jacket. She tells herself the booth lights are fluorescent hell. She boards a train. Windows show a reversible image. Her face flickers between normal and washed out, like alternating frames. Back in her apartment at dawn, fog burned off, she dumps camera gear, pries open the card. Yet when she scans it with her phone, the screen floods with an hourglass graphic. Sand grains pixel by pixel. Beneath it, we still accept more. She showers, tries to forget, but as steam curls around the bathroom mirror, words appear on the glass in condensation. You left before we finished. She wipes them away. They return. She covers the mirror with a towel. Exhaustion floors her. She resolves to sleep 14 hours, edit nothing, maybe salvage the audio. She crushes an eye mask over her face and slips into bed. Dreams tumble, ladder over dark water, grandmother's lullaby, corridors scaling infinite floors, each door swinging open with a hiss. She sees the hourglass at the reception desk tipping, last screen trembling at the cusp. Just before it falls, she wakes in terror, ripping off the mask. Room drenched in morning sun, ordinary sounds from street below. She exhales relief. Until she sees her bedside clock. 9 hours have passed, not 14. Yet she feels aged, joints clicking. She shuffles to the mirror, towel still draped, lifts it. Hair at her temples flecked with silver that wasn't there yesterday. Lines bracket her mouth. Her reflection blinks slower than she does, a half-second lag. On the counter sits the business card. The serpentine 8 pulses as though inked with heartbeats. Beneath the sigil, New words have bloomed in raised lettering. Rooms available. Beeman continues upon return. Her phone vibrates with a push notification from Stratum. Someone has uploaded footage from a body cam, hers, but the timestamp is 8 hours in the future. The thumbnail shows her stepping back into the lobby, hourglass full again, eyes shining with determination. It isn't a leak. It's an invitation. She trembles as she taps the video. It buffers, loading one grain of sand at a time. She knows before it plays that she'll see herself accepting another turn, bargaining whatever is left. Mara remembers the receptionist's first words. Each room devoted to a fear. Encounter what you choose what encounters you. She understands now that the aphorism slices both ways. She feared failure. Now time erodes her proof. She feared darkness. Now she can't trust her own reflection. She feared water. Now she drowns in unfinished explorations. In the bathroom mirror, the condensation reformulates. The glass turns when you do. She wipes it, but her palm prints form an hourglass shape that refuses to fade. Mara sinks onto the edge of the tub. A thought surfaces. If she goes back, maybe she can steal the master hourglass. Flip it. But perhaps that is exactly the bait. The recursive promise of control. She feels the city beyond her apartment thicken with mid-morning fog. Impossible for this hour, yet she hears traffic, muffled again like distant surf. The between time is returning for her. She clenches her chipped nails into her palm till they draw beads of blood. The droplets patter onto the business card, absorbed like ink. The Serpentine 8 blooms into a full Ouroboros, its tail in its mouth, cycling time. Coordinates alter into a single word. Now. Mara stands, grabs fresh batteries, a backup drive, an antique compass, anything that might anchor her to the tangible. She slings the camera onto her chest where it belongs, as if it were a shield. In the hallway mirror, why had she never noticed a mirror there? Her reflection tilts an imaginary hourglass and smiles. Fog curls under the door, seeping across the floorboards. She steps into it anyway.